Hi my dears, it's Masha again. Here I am sharing how I'm restoring an abandoned Swedish sailboat, step by step. I don't have experience and my budget is limited, but I truly believe that if you keep moving one step at a time, you can climb any mountain. I only had a couple of sunny days ahead, so I needed to make the most of them and get done everything I'd planned to do outside. Good morning, my loves. Since the weather is gifting me with 2 more sunny days, I'm going to spend them outside, and I will cut a plywood to make it easier to reach pump compartment. I removed the entire rotten floor, and now it is ridiculously uncomfortable to move inside my boat. I'm going to change it right now. Since I was sure the rebuild of my bilge pump well would go fairly quickly, I decided to prepare a new floor right away to replace the one I removed in the previous episode. Of course, I would have loved to restore the old one, but you see, this is a plywood with Fox teak planks finish, and it is in a terrible condition. This one is even worse. I kept the original details from the panels along with the good teak little slabs, which I will move onto the new floor. And I made a template. This time it wasn't difficult, unlike with my previous bulkheads. I actually had something proper to work from. Ouch. I'm sitting here and wondering what should I do. The thing is that original plywood, which was on a boat, was 1.7 centimeters thickness, and I have 1.8 and 1.5. I wanted to use 1.8, but it's such a waste. I can place my template only like this. In the end, I decided not to spare the plywood because, how they say, the cheap one pays twice. Well, I'm proud of this cut. I'm still not sure what I enjoy more when working on the boat, restoring the old or creating something new. Maybe like in everything else, it's all about balance, caring for what's time tested and still wants to stay on the boat, and letting what's tired rest, making space for something new and fresh. It's perfect. It's perfect. The next day, I planned to keep moving down my to-do list. Things to do when the weather is not that Mediterranean. There was one detail on the boat that my eyes kept stumbling over, like hitting your little toe on the corner of a cabinet, that rotten bulkhead. It was very important for me to remove it carefully, so that later, when I build a new one, I could simply trace it with a pencil, just like I did with the floor, and use the old bulkhead as a template. But it turned out not to be that simple. I cut through the screws that were holding it to the bench with a multi-tool because I had no intention of keeping either of them. All of this will have to be replaced. I'm in my aft cabin and I do not understand, something is still holding it. What I didn't expect was the huge amount of sealant holding the bulkhead in place after a long struggle. I carefully started kicking it with my sneakers. Oh. Even though it looked rough, I removed it carefully. It's okay, it doesn't broken. So beautifully made. Oh, that's it. And I was happy with what I saw. The lower part was in good condition and I'll keep it. Yeah, things are good here. Don't you mind if I do like this? So I cut off that pieces of plywood. And you see, here it is not rotten. It's nice, not rotten plywood. This is rotten, this is not. Nice little things, which makes me happy these days. There was something I promised myself during those days. I promised I'd stop jumping around inside the boat. Oops, sorry. I do have a beautiful little ladder now, and the ladder needs something solid to stand on. And here I am. I made 5 templates, if I can count these 2 small ones. And now, without any hesitation, I'm going to cut them from plywood, because it's going to be dark after 2 hours, and I have still so many things to do. It'll be the beginning of the rainy week again, so I really want to get all shit done today. Okay. This is covered with oil, and now the most interesting part, which I've been waiting for so long, is the beginning. I do not want you to miss this magic. I'm so happy that it is not dark yet. The wooden furniture I sanded and washed had dried inside the boat over a few days, and it was time to protect it from moisture and dirt in its new chapter of life. Working with old wood led me to a thought. Out of love for neatness and uniformity, we often feel the urge to fix things, and with the best intentions, we simplify and smooth them out, stripping them of history and character. This boat isn't new, it has a past. I don't want to erase it. I want it to be clean and cared for, but I don't want to make linear what is not linear, or uniform what is layered and complex. There's a horizontal line on the furniture in the saloon, a watermark. Water stood inside the boat for years, winter and summer, barely evaporating, and the trace remained. And there is a mark on the wall from a door that hadn't been opened or closed for a very long time, and so the mark stayed. You can sand away all that beautiful veneer down to bare plywood, trying to cross out the past, or you can keep writing the story. Hi. I wanted so much to do this today. Yep. Whoop. I am incredibly happy that I now have a clean, calm space inside the boat, a place to rest and a place to neatly store all my toolboxes. There is nothing left to sand or paint there for now. Later on, I'll insulate the hull with cork and slowly bring everything back piece by piece, but that will come later. For now, it was time to move further aft to sort out the sea cogs and replace the rotten bulkheads. And yet, there was one big chapter I opened this week. I really like that my battery and the future battery banks finally has a proper dedicated place, and that inspired me to start bringing order to the electrical system. I began with my favorite kind of work, freeing up space for something new. Oh my god, it still has that nests. I removed the engine control panel, bundled the wires and set them aside. All the strange cut-off pieces went into the trash and everything intact was neatly coiled. Instantly, it became much easier on the ice. I decided to start getting to know this system through what I needed most right now. There was these two bulbs. I noticed the light in the doghouse, and I couldn't imagine a better place to begin. Coming to the boat and turning on that small light. You know, yesterday I already tried that bulbs from my lamp, and they actually worked. But I somehow burned two fuses. Because, you know, this wire with the fuse, it has the perfect length, too short, plus and minus. Using a tester, I found the wire that leads to the lamp. Oh yay! I thought that this will be this one, but it's not. But it will be, because I want this one to be my on-off for my lights. Because, you know, it is here, you see? Here. It is so comfortable just to switch it. It is on the plain side, really. So I will make this one for lights. Not long ago, I didn't even understand that a light bulb, for example, is like a small water mill, spinning between the flow of plus and minus, and now it finally makes sense to me. It feels like in just one evening, I fell in love with electricity and with the whole electrical system. You take energy and guide its flow, like a small creator of light in a tiny world you're building. A good friend once told me that when you start working on the boat's electrics, the boat begins to come alive. And now I know that's true. When I flipped the switch and the light came on, the first words that escaped my mouth were, "Hi, my love." Thank you so much for watching this episode and for spending this time with me. It always makes me happy to spend the time with you every week. And right now I'm probably working on the boat and preparing new videos. So see you very soon. And until then, please take care. Bye.